To tackle the ongoing drop in birth rates, the Chinese government has launched new surveys to find out why people are hesitant or even scared to have kids. On October 17th, the China Population and Development Research Center, part of the National Health Commission, announced they'll be surveying 150 monitored counties and 1,500 communities, with a goal of reaching 30,000 people. These surveys will dig into the key factors that influence people's choices about having children. They want to understand the real challenges families face when it comes to raising kids and get a clear picture of why many are reluctant to expand their families. China is facing a serious population crisis. As birth rates keep falling, the country's future development, social structure, and economic stability are all at risk. According to the National Health Commission, China's birth rate has been below the replacement level since 1991. This means couples aren't having enough children to maintain the population. In 2022, the country even saw its first negative population growth. And an ageing population is putting huge pressure on social security systems. This decline in birth rates isn't something that just popped up recently. It's been a slow burning issue. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics shows that birth rates fell below replacement levels back in 1991, with figures at 1.22 in 2000 and 1.18 in 2010. This highlights the dual challenges of declining growth and an aging population. These trends reveal a shift in attitudes toward having kids and also point to a lag in policy changes. By 2023, China's birth rate hit the lowest level in the world, becoming an urgent social issue. Since the 1970s, China's family planning policies, especially the one-child policy, have drastically shaped the population landscape. While this policy helped control population growth in the short term, it has led to a long-term drop in birth rates. As the economy and society evolved, policies have slowly relaxed from allowing one extra child to the two-child policy, and now a three-child policy. This shows the confusion and adjustments the government is making in response to the population crisis. Past lessons show that focusing solely on birth control isn't enough anymore. Policymakers need to be more flexible. Even though the government has made some changes, the impact of earlier family planning policies is still felt deeply in society. Many families have developed fears and concerns about having kids because of these past experiences. On top of that, the complicated relationships between interest groups and policymakers can lead to skewed data and ineffective policy changes. There are reports that some population research groups have even manipulated data to keep family planning policies stable, which delayed necessary adjustments. This has left the country struggling to effectively address the declining birth rate. Many young families are also worried about the economic pressures of raising children. High costs for childcare, education, and the overall pressures of daily life are making them think twice about having kids or choosing to have fewer. Economist Yang Fan emphasizes that lowering the costs of having and raising children, along with creating a friendlier job market, are essential for boosting birth rates. As parenting attitudes shift, many families feel the weight of these economic burdens, which really affects their willingness to have kids. Surveys also show that a lot of young people see a conflict between the time and energy needed for raising a child and their financial situations, making them more likely to delay or decide against having kids. Family values vary greatly across regions, which also affects birth rates. In some areas, especially around the Beibu Gulf, strong family ties lead to higher birth rates. For example, places like Qinzhou and Yulin in Guangxi have birth rates above 2.4. But in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai, traditional family values are fading, leading to a sharp drop in birth rates, with Shanghai's rate sinking to just 0.6. This shows how social and cultural factors play a crucial role in birth rates, and the government needs to consider these cultural contexts when crafting policies. Despite the government rolling out various incentives to encourage having more kids, these policies often face major hurdles. High housing prices, education costs, and job pressures put many young families in a tough spot when deciding about kids. For instance, skyrocketing real estate prices make it hard for many to find suitable places to raise children, while increasing education costs just add to the financial strain. These short-term policies don't really get to the heart of the deeper issues. With these complex challenges, it's uncertain if China can find effective solutions. Long-term planning and adjustments to social structures will be crucial for boosting birth rates. The government needs to prioritize what families really need and implement practical measures to tackle this growing population crisis effectively.